Good morning, McGee. I wanted to introduce to you a fighter, Joell McBeth. She is a friend of mine for years and years, but I have to say this about Joell, and I've known her forever. She probably has fought harder than anyone I've seen with cancer. And she has been such an inspiration to me, and I'm amazed constantly. But I also enjoy talking to her about how she learned about it, what she did, and steps that she took. And I thought this would be good for many of you that may be facing something similar to this or have someone in your family that is facing this. So Joell has upfront knowledge. She knows about it, and I wanted her to share it with you today.
Well, I was diagnosed with colorectal cancer. I guess we should start there.
Yes.
2 years ago, and as soon as I found out that I was going to be dealing with that in the coming months, I just really wanted to know more about it and how I was going to get better and to fight this in the best way I could. And through great family support and talking to many doctors, we figured out a game plan and goals that we wanted to set, and started the treatments and chemo and radiation, and progressively ended up having to go to MD Anderson. Was the new thing that we had to eventually get to, which I'm still having to do right now. And if anybody's ever been there, it's a wonderful place if you have cancer to go there.
Well, Joell, you were diagnosed at 41, a mere baby in my opinion. But do you think that's when you got it? And that may sound like an odd question, but do you think you could have found it earlier? And the only way really to find it is a colonoscopy, right?
Right. That's one of the there are different ways to find out, to screen you, but the number one is usually the colonoscopy to do.
But people don't do a colonoscopy when you're your age. So if let's say you were in your 20s and you always had stomach problems or something. I have a friend that she's had stomach problems her whole life.
Right.
We'd go down the road and have to stop for her to throw up, and it wasn't because she'd been drinking. It was because she always had stomach problems. But if you have certain signs as a young person, not that you're an old person, should you push your doctor to, why would you? I wouldn't even have suspected it.
Well, I think, the one thing is that we know our bodies, and that we need to listen to our bodies. And I think, so many, we put it off, and all of us do, and especially men. They just don't want to go to the doctor. Is that I think we really need to listen to our bodies and go, when in doubt, get it checked out. And I had some signs early on, but unfortunately, with colorectal cancer, it's a silent.
It's kind of a silent killer.
It's a silent killer, and it really does not to develop until later on. And for doctors that I've discussed, is that with my now knowing what I know now, with we had some genetic counseling and things of that sort. Unfortunately, my dad that was diagnosed with cancer had just gotten diagnosed, and then I got diagnosed a week and a half. So I didn't have,
this time in there.
Because they say if your family has had cancer, you need to go a lot sooner and to get screened a lot sooner. Which, if I had found out, I would have gone probably at 40.
Well, what about Scott and Jennifer, your brother and sister?
Right. They will be, they will always have to watch it, and they've all gone and had their colonoscopies shortly after that. And also, too, my daughter Megan had some problems.
Oh, that's right.
The first couple of, probably 9 months after I was diagnosed, she had some problems, and so she's got to watch it. And
that probably sent you over the hill.
Well, we kind of kept it quiet for a while but then we thought, well, you know what? There's what better time to, educate everybody, especially young children, to know what the signs are of colorectal cancer. And but she had a colonoscopy, ended up being fine. There was just a few little things, but she'll always have to. Now she knows that she's going to have a colonoscopy. Probably, I think in 3 years she'll have to have another one.
So she just keeps a watch on
and,
it.
And that's one great thing, is that Megan knows her history and the genetics and all of that, and to just be watchful of it and listen to your body and that kind of thing. But going back to being 20, I did have a few problems and with my colon and different kind of things. So looking back, I had IBS a little bit, but that's not, it's a combination of things. And I don't know if they would have found it because it is a silent. But I think later on, I had some polyps or whatever. If I, they would eventually found it because I started having the signs. I probably had, I hate to even say it, for about a year I started having really, some little bit more and more symptoms. And then, 6 months before diagnosed, I was like, okay, something's wrong. I've got to just push my doctors. And I had to go about
All right, when you say
3
you had to
times.
push your doctors, did you find you had to be proactive in your care?
Yes, I've really and I still am. You have to. I mean, it's your body, and for me, I want to fight and I want to, I want to live. And so, you just have to do what you got to do. And so, if I have signs and things, I'm going to the doctor. And I hate to say it, a lot of times I'm right, so I'm tired of being right. I want to be wrong sometimes, but
Yeah.
you just got to listen to our bodies, and there are signs, So,
Well, and I think too,
peace of mind.
yeah, so often we just take what the first doctor says too. I mean, I know there's an issue with one of my family members back now, and it was like, okay, this is what the doctor said, and I'm like, why are you not getting a second opinion? What's your thought on that? Do you push for that, or?
Yes, I mean, I think sometimes people don't want to know.
Oh, well, yeah, I agree.
Maybe sometimes they may be in self-denial and that thing, and they just, I don't think, and also people are not educated. And I don't know what it is. For me, I'm one of those A-type personalities. I want to know, okay.
You're getting all up in it.
What are we going to do? And let's get it fixed and move on. So, but.
Well, that's some valuable information for us, because I'm the kind that if the doctor said this, I would probably be like, okay, because I don't want to know. I'm not one that wants to know. But I really, as I said earlier, you're meeting a fighter. You really are. Well, it's the truth. I've never, ever seen anybody that is fighting as hard as Joell is. And she's such an inspiration to me because she doesn't stop with no matter what the diagnosis is. It's like you say, what are we going to do to get well? It's never a give up. And that's been so rewarding to me to see you do that. And I know that if any of you have any questions or would ever like to speak with Joell or her mother, Joell Harris, that would not be a problem, and I'll help you get in contact with her if you would like. Joell can't talk to you all the time because some days she's in
I
bed.
might give out my number. So, But
you can, but I do have her number, and I have a way that you can contact her. If you're interested or have someone in your family that would like to get into contact with Joell for some type of consultation or whatever, don't hesitate to contact us through McGee News, and I'll get you in contact with Joell, and she can help you. And I appreciate your watching McGee News, and we are always open to anything that you would like for us to discuss or bring to the public. And I hope you'll have a good day. Thank you, Joell. I love you.
I love you too.